On Whirlpool presents ESPNcricinfo T20 timeout powered by Dell. We're looking ahead to the game between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Rajasthan Royals. Joining me shortly, Sanjay Manjrekar and Tom Moody. Right, gentlemen, you know the drill. First to five statements as we preview this one. Coming your way. Statement number one, the Sunrisers should bat Kane Williamson at 3. Tom?
Yeah, look, it's a very tempting thing to do. You know, Kane Williamson, we know, is a world-class player. That a lot of people were unsure about his capability as a T20 player, but I think he's put that to bed and made it very clear to all those doubters that he is a world-class player across all formats of the game. I personally would have him batting at 3 purely because I think he is another person that can help navigate the innings to help Sunrisers maximise their totals.
Sanjay, I did notice your tweet, and that is the inspiration behind the statement.
And I've been saying that all through, the IPL, that Tom Moody, exactly same feelings like Tom Moody about Kane Williamson. Just want to add that when you look at Kane Williamson, the batsman, he's got a better range as a batsman. He's got all the gears, and I think a little more perhaps equipped as a batsman to play at all stages than Manish Pandey.
All right, let's go to our next statement. The Rajasthan Royals should open with Josh Buttler and SANJU SAMSON. Sanjay?
The problem is Steve Smith then has to go at number 3 or 4. See, Samson has done well at 3, so that's fine. I didn't like the idea of Jaiswal opening with Buttler because, Steve Smith at 3, Samson at 4. Earlier for Samson, the better, but Steve Smith at 3 and 4, you sort of don't make full use of Steve Smith. Just that he's rushed himself a bit too much, Steve Smith. If he continues to open and play a little calmly, especially in a run chase, you just get the feeling that he's been a bit frenetic at the start of the innings.
Tom?
Yeah, I think Rajasthan are caught in a very tricky way. They've got a lot of top-order batsmen that are very similar in the way they play, with the exception of Buttler. Buttler is a standout impact player. I think Samson has lost at 4. So, yes, I would definitely consider him at the top of the order or move Smith to the top of the order with Samson at 3. I think at the end of the day, your top 3 batters, you need to be making sure that they're your best 3 batters on offer because generally they're going to face the most amount of balls.
All right, let's go to our next statement. So what follows the top order for the Rajasthan Royals? Sanjay, we're saying that Rajasthan should use Rahul TEWATIA, the batsman, more given his form.
Well, I've said that 2 or 3 shows before. They've got to use the batting confidence that he got from the other night. And when you see him on the field now, Ronak, you can see the difference in TEWATIA. He's more animated, he's bowling better, the body language has changed. So you use the confidence of certain players, for the benefit of the team, and perhaps guys who are underconfident can be replaced by a TEWATIA who's brimming with confidence. So use that batting confidence, especially when you don't have batting wealth in your team.
Tom?
Yeah, I like the point that Sanjay made about the floater. I would be very much using him in that role. I think he is a specialist number 6 around that number 5, number 6, number 7 position, but there is no harm in having him padded up from the get-go just to be able to take advantage of any certain situation or any certain matchup you feel is going to have a significant influence in the momentum of the game. Because to me, he is one of those momentum players that can come in for 10 to 15 balls and shift the momentum very much in your favour.
All right, let's go to our next statement. And we're assuming that Ben Stokes is fit and available for selection. And if he does play, our statement is that Ben Stokes is an option at the death for the Rajasthan Royals as a bowler. He doesn't have the best numbers, Tom, but what do you make of that, given that he will be replacing Andrew Tye?
I wouldn't be using him at the death, no. A couple of reasons. One, I don't think his record is great, which is what you've highlighted. I think secondly, he's coming from the cold. He's coming from no match time or match practice. We're in the IPL now, and you get it wrong, it's going 20 rows back into the stands. To me, Stokes is an impact bowler in the middle of the innings where he can hit the deck hard. He can has his, changes of pace there. But to me, Stokes' influence is going to be more with the bat than with the ball.
Sanjay, the fact is that he's replacing a player whose role was to bowl at the death, whether that's Tom Curran or Andrew Tye.
I think Ty should get another game. He's just got one and went for runs. Varun Aaron as well had a bad game, just a couple of overs. I'm just looking at Ben Stokes, just so that we don't get too excited. His numbers last year, average of 20, batting strike rate 124, economy rate 11. Now, recently in England, Ben Stokes wasn't bowling, right? He wasn't bowling. He was playing as a pure batsman. So there is also that fitness question mark about his bowling. So, putting him straight into the deep end, just like Buttler, you got to feel sorry for these people. They've come in and so much is expected, but they've got to ease him. Ben Stokes, especially as a bowler, maybe as a batsman, they can put the onus on him. But as a bowler, death bowling is just expecting too much from him.
All right, let's go to our final statement. Sunrisers Hyderabad should use Rashid Khan in the power play against Jos Buttler. Tom?
Sunrisers Hyderabad would love to use Rashid Khan at every phase of the game. Is he allowed to bowl 10 overs? They'll be asking. But unfortunately, that's not the reality is. I think it's definitely worth investing one of his overs, if not two, as a matchup against Buttler. He's had the measure of Buttler before. It's been something that's been used previously in the Sunrisers' history and in matching both those pairing up. The bottom line is you remove Buttler, you remove a massive headache and a potential runaway innings.
All right, and looking at the vulnerability of the middle order and how top heavy they are, Sanjay, that's where the statement comes from. Would you be tempted to bowl Rashid Khan in the
it will happen. Because recent memory of Ashwin getting him out in the power play, trying to play the sweep shot and, spinner getting Buttler out. So I see that happening. Rashid Khan will have a crack at Buttler. But the thing is, Rashid Khan, towards the end, also is so very important. Against Delhi Capitals, you saw how Pant and everybody were waiting for the final flourish. Rashid Khan just ensured that was never going to happen. So I see him bowling maybe an over and not more, because his every over is so precious at various stages of the innings.
All right, Sanjay Manjrekar, Tom Moody, thank you very much for looking ahead to this game between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Rajasthan Royals on Whirlpool Presents ESPN Cricinfo T20 Timeout, powered by Dell.